Fuzzy, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
To me, it's always happening to me. Look at that. Now it's better.
Yeah,
I need to
see.
get rid. I need to get used to this microphone. It's not. I bought it from America, so that's why it's probably not working right. But
Oh,
apologies to
well, that's
everybody.
fine.
Apologies.
No, I couldn't
Um,
hear you. I was
how are
saying
you?
that. I
How are you,
said to
sir?
Jason, I said, I can't hear him. What's going on?
I didn't even look at the comments. That's the worst part of it. While I'm doing this, I get everything ready, Frank, and I just don't look at the comments first. I want to like get the obviously announcement first, then I'll do the comments after. But I should put the comments
Yeah,
on the side
see
there.
them, yeah.
How are you? How are you, Frank? How are you? This Saturday at Liverpool Football Club.
Oh, very sad, big Ron Yeats. And you know what, Fozzie? I was talking to somebody today, and when I was a kid, when I was that high,
Mm,
I goes down. As I said, that, I go back to the Shankly days,
yeah.
and I was taken down to Wembley, by members of the family, my uncles especially, they were big reds.
Yeah.
And I was taken down as a kid, I
Yeah.
was. And it was the first time I seen the big man lift the FA Cup,
Man,
65. Think about it, and today's passed on, unfortunately. Big Ron
what
Yeats.
a legend, eh? What a legend. Yeah. Like with me, I learned about the history of the football club. And I remember like Bill Shankly saying like, go around him, look at this, physical specimen, this big man, because you should put the fear in God on people, all that stuff. And like in those days, Frank, it looks like people were like proper characters. You know what I mean? It looked
Yes,
like football was enjoyable back then compared to what we like see in the modern day. It was like proper football, if you know what I mean, Frank. Especially
oh,
with
do you
this
know,
man, he like this, like you said in your videos in the past, he made the people happy. You know what I mean? That's how much we think about Bill Shankly.
Fuzzy, honestly, go on YouTube and try and get to an interview
Mm.
that he gave Big Ron. I'm talking about Shanks. He said, Sam, go and tie the kit on. And the first time it was all red, so he said, I went in and put this kit on. He said, but I was in the dressing room, and he says, all these journalists were there. And he said, I was standing there like this, he said, and Shankly was leading them around me. And he's going, look at him. He's a colossus. Look at him. He frightened everybody. And someone said to him, he said, well, you know, will he be that good? And he said,
Mm.
we could have Arthur Askey in goal. And look and see. You can imagine Shankly saying this. It's
It's
just
crazy.
absolutely amazing. And that was the big man, and they had a nickname for him because there used to be a TV series on with
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood called
Mm.
Rawhide, and he had
Yeah, Cleaners for the. My uncle used to
Rowdy,
love that. I remember. Yeah,
Rowdy Yates, so he had the nickname Rowdy.
man. What a team! What a team! What Liverpool back in the day. I'm telling you, Frank. When I look back, it's one of the best things I've seen. That's why I said to George the other day. They were way ahead of their time, Frank. They were way ahead of their time. The way they organised and everything like that, at Liverpool Football Club. And
Yeah,
yeah, with this man, Bill Shankly at the helm, it must have been fun for those players as well at the same time. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
They would walk through a wall for that guy. That's how much of a motivator he was. I've always said that, the best managers are the best motivators. They're the best man managers, and can't get
Oh,
better than Shankly, can it?
oh, that's why JK, yourself as well. We've all
Mm,
said our Klopp was a carbon copy of him, and he
yep.
was a carbon copy
Mhm.
because here in Liverpool we were saying about Klopp, and the in comparison with Shankly, and he's the only manager from the Shanks right up to Klopp, who was parallel to him. I mean, in every possible way, every possible. So, other managers, Kenny, Fagan, Sir Bob, they all loved the club. They all loved the fans. But you've got to bring in, what Shankly was doing for you. They're playing for you. This is what he was always saying. And this is what the club was saying as well.
Yeah.
This is what the club was saying. So it's a comparison.
Yeah, well, big up, JK. You alright, bro?
I'm cool, bro. What you saying, bro?
Yeah, I just come back from work. I thought, why don't we appreciate the legends? I don't think enough people appreciate the legends at Liverpool Football Club. I honestly think. When I look at this club, we talk about the 5, the 6, the 12, whatever it is, the numbers of trophies, but they don't know where it started, and I don't think enough information is being given to these fans. And I think it's high time we appreciate these legends, because not many people do. I don't think they get spoken about enough, and.
Exactly.
I want to know if the club looks after these players. I think he had dementia, didn't he, Yatesy? I think something along those lines. And I just want to know if the club looked after him. You know what I mean? Because these are the kind of things, what these people have done is for this football club. They should be looked after. I don't know about what you guys think about that.
Like me and Frank this morning, we had a little show, and I said the exact same words to Frank. I says, "Do these guys get looked after they leave the club?" Back in the days when they were playing.
Yeah.
They were like millionaires. They weren't getting like top money like they're getting now, So for me, we should have, all these charity events. Do it for the old players,
100%.
Give it for them. Or pick 2 games in a season or a game in a season where you think all the profit made on that day, food wise, ticket wise, goes to ex-players who might have hardships in their life, And for me, that's just common courtesy and respect to show these guys.
100%.
But from like Henderson, I'm just giving an example here. Henderson, he's earned top wages in his life, so fair play to him. But he gave his soul to this club. That guy didn't stop running, and the way he was just shipped out as well. Just things like that make me realize these guys got up every day and gave 100%. Henderson gave 100%, even though he wasn't as talented as Gerrard, for example. But he gave 100%. For me, Henderson got seasoned if he was in the team. So for me. You got to appreciate the old players, whoever played for the club. If they put a shift in, look after them financially, whatever.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Can I come in there? Because
of course you can. Anytime you want, Frank. Anytime, man.
What has happened, and I'm going back when Jerry Bain died. Now, Jerry Bain, to some of the younger people on the chat, right? Jerry Bain went through. There he is. He went through. That game I was at the first time that Liverpool had lifted the FA Cup, and he was extra time. He was injured in the first 10 minutes, broken collarbone, and he played right through. He even sent a crossover.
Yeah,
and the Hunter score, a header, and this is a proper true legend. This is a proper true legend, Jerry Bain, and he played right through. Anyway, when he died, unfortunately, and this is where I went mad. I was reading and looking on the telly and whatever, Jerry being buried and that, he had this service, and not one representative from Liverpool was there to represent the club. Not one. There was ex-players, like Ian Kelly and and the rest of the old teammates. They were all there, and I said, "This is wrong. The lads are being ignored." So, and I was talking to Chris Lawler once. Well, I was talking to Chris Lawler's mate, and I said about Jerry Bain. I said it was shocking. He said they're all skint. I said, "You what?" He said they're all skint. So I was shocked. Then he introduced me to Chris Lawler, and I was chatting to Chris, and I said, "Do you get tickets for the game?" And he said, "No." I said, "You don't get tickets?" He said, "No." Now, Chris was a proper legend too.
Yeah.
So anyway, I said, I tell you what, I'm going to do something for you. And it is, I started off, it was called Frank Carlisle's Scouse Tribute Night.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had these cards printed. And on the back, the shirt, Liverpool shirt. And I had Chris Lawler's number 2 on. Right? I wish I had some here. I know I've got them somewhere in the house, these tickets. So I had a Scouse Tribute Night for him. And it was brilliant. And I raised over £2,000 for him. And everything that was raised for him, that was given to.
Nice one, Frank.
And then we had another one. I had one for Tommy Smith and Tommy Lawrence, Willie Stevenson. I love the name Willie Stevenson. So, and it went on, Barney Rubble as well, I had one for him. And it just went on and on. These tribute nights, and they were all brilliant, and that was just to raise money for these lads, because they're not. And someone said today on JK, I tell you, came up and said we must do something for the 60s and 70s legends.
Spot on.
What can we do? So that's we've got to do something, because they are the bloody skint.
Yeah. We should do something for him, 100%.
Yeah, from Jason, he said, R.I.P Ron, yeah, big up, never walk alone. Big up John Conway as well. Big up. Sorry about the sound, guys. You know me, I'm not good at this stuff here. I'm getting used to it. Well, big up Edward. Big up. Big up Foz. Yeah. R.I.P Ron Yeats. What a legend. What a footballer. What a great guy, footballer. 100%, mate. 100%. It's a sad day. People don't understand, what this guy contributed to the football club. You know what I mean? And success only starts from somewhere. And and it started with him, Ian St. John, Roger Hunt, players like that, Jerry Burns, sorry. And people don't talk about them enough, in my opinion. We come on YouTube and we just chat about the current players, the players of the noughties, but there was players before that did more than these players that were consistently winning titles and consistently winning Europe, and they don't get mentioned enough, in my opinion. So I thought, why not bring these two legends with me and we could discuss them and talk about them. If you guys don't know this guy on the picture, that's Jerry Byrne. He's a Scouser. Played for Liverpool his entire career. Never played for any other club. Played in the 1965 FA Cup final. Like Frank said, he broke his collarbone and he still played on. This is how, and we're crying about 5 substitutions in the modern day. When those days they only had 1 substitute, and he still stayed on the pitch and still fought for this football club. And there's no appreciation for these kind of guys. You know what I mean? You could have a lot of YouTubers out there that can speak about Liverpool Football Club, but learn about your history, man, because there's a lot of great players that people don't talk about, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I've just seen a comment there by a lad named Ravenite. I think it is. It wouldn't be a female's name, was it? Ravenite.
Which one is it?
And it says a lot of older legends who need help, struggling. Who needs help, struggling, and are ignored. It's so sad.
It is, Frank, man. Because I heard a lot about that in the past few years. They don't go to games. I don't think like you said, they don't get tickets. They don't really get financial help. And some of them are in a home. And what about Ray Kennedy? You know what I mean? Look what's happened to Ray Kennedy. Like, is there enough help for him at the moment? It's just, it's sad. It's really, really sad. It's like JK said, we got to do something to help these guys, because we call ourselves the best club in the world, the best fans in the world. Well, the best fans in the world should do something about this as well, shouldn't they? Really, because the club's not doing enough. It's not doing enough. Go on,
Tommy Smith had to sell his medals, and so did a lot of other lads sell the medals. They worked so hard. They played for the club. They played for you. They played for I. Yeah. They played for everybody. They played for all the lads on the chat. Even the youngsters today who, don't know, never seen the likes of these great men. Look at the Saint. I had one for him. And he became, I was very good friends with him. I used to be on LFC TV with him.
I remember.
All he did, all he done was laugh at me, you know. He used to just go, come on.
You know, like I've never seen a man, Frank and JK, so proud about talk about Liverpool Football Club. Every time he talks about Liverpool Football Club, he always tears up, doesn't he, Frank? He always tears up.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, I said, "Wow!"
He
And he's a
did,
Scotsman. He's not even a Scots. He's a Scotsman. Still lived
Yeah.
in Liverpool, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
No, absolutely, and that's why the likes of Jockey Hansen, that's the likes of King Kenny. That's why they stayed here.
Yeah.
They stayed. I always remember Mark Lawrenson, after about 3 months being in Liverpool. They said, you know, they were chatting to him. He said, "Oh yeah, when I retire, I'll be going back to Brighton." That's where he came from. He never went back. He stayed here. You see what I mean? So it's a magnet.
Yeah.
You go to the game.
Oh.
You've been to the game and seen your little photographs up there. You know, it's a magnet. It's like the club itself. Liverpool, the city of Liverpool, is a magnet, and that's true. That I'm very proud to be, born and bred in this city. I could have gone over to America to work.
Yeah.
I was offered jobs there. I was offered jobs in Australia, get out there. I was offered, things there, all over the place. I've worked in Germany.
Yeah.
I've worked in France, doing what I do. But this drags me back, and it drags those lads back because our roots is football. Our roots is football.
Yeah, 100%. There you go. King Dalish for Fanatic says evening for the Frank and Norman. Big up. Big up.
Big up. He ain't and no more. He's not and anymore, Frank.
He's not and no more, yeah.
He's and no more. That's his new name.
Oh, he left there, yeah. Okay. Scottish Bear says Frank Fozzie, sorry I haven't been on Smash with COVID. Oh, damn.
Oh,
sorry.
Get well, man.
Get well soon, brother. Get well soon.
Yeah,
100%. You know, St. John, guys, as a player, how was he, Frank? Like, I see glimpses of him. How was he as a player? Because I know he was a forward. He wasn't he was playing behind Roger Ham, wasn't he? He wasn't like an out number 9.
He was very elegant, believe it or not. On the pitch itself, very elegant. And he wasn't scared to get stuck in either. He was only small, but boy, could he leap and at balls, He was incredible. He wasn't afraid of anything. And funny enough, when you talk about the Saint, as I said, he wasn't afraid of anything. It's what Shankly said, Mons, not about the Saint, but about all his players. He said, my players will run through a brick wall for Liverpool Football Club. That's what he said.
Wow.
And the likes of him, he did, the Saint. And he was a lovely man, a lovely man. I'll tell you a little story. Some of these lads on here won't know. I was we were doing a live thing, and Liverpool got beat at Anfield. So we were in a LFC TV studio, so we were there and we were chatting. And, then there was a phone and sort of thing, and me and the Saint were chatting away. And then the Saint said to me, "We've finished." And he said, "Do you fancy a beer with me around the corner? I'm going to see my son Ian." He said, "He's coming down from Anfield." I said, "Okay, yeah." So we went around. And this is the point here. This is the crux of it. This is the crux of it. Goes in, the bar's there, so he just walks over, goes into the bar and grill, so it's and there was a fella, one of the customer, and he was standing way up on the bar, So we're standing there, and he looks over my shoulder, the same, because we're just chatting, And he said, "There's John Henry." So I goes over to John Henry. I guess I'm going over to him. "Do you want to come over?" He said, "No." I said, "I'm going over to him." Because we'd just been beaten by Spurs, 2-0. That Gareth Bale scored, you know.
Oh.
So anyway, it goes over. And I went, Mr. Henry. And he looked at me, you know. And I put my hands out to shake his hand. And I shook his hand. It was like a wet fish, like shaking hands with a bloody fish. So anyway, I said to him, I said, listen, we need players, you know. I said, that's not good enough for Liverpool Football Club. That's not good enough for us. I said, we need players. And he said, it's in hand. So I turned around and I said, you see that man at the bar? You know, pointing at the saint. And I gave a little summary of the saint. I said, kids in Borneo would know him. Kids in Borneo would know him. He's a proper legend. And when I was pointing over, the saint thought I was calling him over. And he came over, you know. Now, this is John Endy. This is the owner of Liverpool Football Club. The owner.
Yeah.
Right? He owns us. He owns us. And I gave him a synopsis of him. Kurt comes over to Saint, and I went, this is Ian St. John. And he went, and who are you?
Wow.
That sickened me, that.
Wow.
And I said, I told you who it is.
Goodness gracious me.
You know, that's it. That was basically it with me, with them, that lot.
You see, this is what I'm saying. They don't even want to get to know people, even the locals. You know what I mean? They're just there as investors. They ain't here for anything else. They don't really give a damn about Liverpool Football Club. We've got to be real. If you give a damn about our football club, you do more than what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like we just discussed, you've got to help the legends out. You got to invest in this, you know, in the city at least. They don't even invest in the city anyway. Let's just be honest. Every other owner does, but our one doesn't. But still, they get appreciated for some reason. And they don't even invest in the team. So why should they really care? You know what I mean? But you know, you still got to get supporters for them that's going to defend them to the hilt. You know
well, I think that comment there, Kenny Dalglish fanatic, about Paul Walsh, I didn't even know that he never got a medal.
He didn't?
How mad is that? He never got a cup winner's medal.
Wow.
And we should try and sort it out for him. Yeah, we can say it on the shows. We can, I've only been on this show, as you know, on the 12th Man, but I haven't been on any, and I nearly got on Jamie Phillips once, but I didn't get on. Anyway, that's another story. The point is, I think all these podcasters, you know, the likes of you and I, should come out and say, what about if someone sends an email, you know, will they take notice though of us? That's the problem. They take no notice now.
No, they won't.
Yeah, but you know, but Frank, the podcast people, majority of them are so self-interested. They got no bloody time to think about the guys who put comments in their chats every bloody show, you know. So who the hell are these players to them, you know? It's like, it's a bit of a farce, you know, in the way football fans have become. When you look at us three, for example, we're old school, you know, and with old school comes respect. This new generation of social media fanatics are so invested in that money making that they actually forget about the soul of what they're actually talking about. So they're soulless for me, you know. Like for me, it takes you, if you got a show, I don't know, 10,000 people watching, and you say, you know what, hard times have come on certain players. You didn't have to mention them. So you know what, we're going to set up a little thing where you can give to that. You know, I've seen a few content creators make charity days, you know, where they're live for about 12 hours, 14 hours or whatever it is, even 24 hours, where they just talk and people are sending in money and they're sending it off to charity, you know. And I think the Liverpool fan base, I haven't seen one do that yet, you know. I think we need to appreciate the old players, you know. It's like if all your grandparents didn't meet, you wouldn't be here now. You know,
exactly.
And I see people like that as well. You know, if your parents all didn't meet, you wouldn't be here now the way you are. So for me, football's like that with these old players. You know, the lack of appreciation for him is pretty poor, actually.
Spot on, bro. Spot
Of
on.
course it is. Do you know what, like the Scottish Bear there, you know, he's spot on there. Now, I admire Celtic Football Club because they came down to Liverpool Celtic Football Club, and it was right after Hillsborough.
I remember they gave us a game. I remember.
So there you go. So was I.
Yeah.
So was I, the first. You know, so they grabbed Liverpool by the scruff of the neck.
Scruff of the neck, yeah. When we was down, they got us back up, yeah.
And the same goes for AC Milan. Now, I believe it or not, I support Inter and Napoli only because of me grandparents, you know, on my mother's side. And AC Milan, after the Hillsborough tragedy, I'm a survivor, as you know, and they stopped the game. I think it was against Sampdoria. They stopped the game. They said to the referee, listen, after a minute, stop the game. And they stopped the game. And they sang, you know, as a tribute.
Wow.
To the 96 then. And You Never Walk Alone was being echoed all around the San Siro.
Wow.
And that's why I admire, you know, AC for that. But I hope we beat them this season.
That's the first game, you know, Frank. The first game, AC Milan. Whoa. You can't get bigger. You can't get better than that. It's just like, for me, I got a big connection to AC Milan.
Liverpool have they? Redbirds own them, don't they? Redbirds part owners, isn't it? So
yeah, they are. Yes.
Yeah, people forget that. I mean, so we are connected to them. I don't know why do we do what Liverpool doesn't do, like a loan kind of thing between the two clubs. Do you know what I mean, Frank and JK? Like, you know, loan players to them, you know, to get experience and things like that, because it's, you know, they own part of FSG, don't they? So it's a crazy one. It's a crazy one. We can at least try to do something for Walsh to get a medal. He was brilliant in that season for us. I remember, believe it or not, Frank, before John Barnes, that was my player. I love Paul Walsh because I thought he was going to be the replacement for Kenny. That's what I thought eventually, because it's a similar player to Kenny, wasn't he? Yeah. And I thought he stayed on, didn't he, for a while, even when John Barnes and Peter Beardsley and all them came along. Then he left afterwards. What a player, though! What a player! School. Yeah, man. Took that number 7.
Like Peter Beardsley, I would say. Like Beardsley, like sort of, you know.
He was a nuisance to defences.
Yeah,
he was a nuisance because he was small and he was getting in, you know, in between them and scoring goals, by the way, you know.
Yeah. Saying evening, Frank. So sad to hear the passing of Ron Yeats, R.I.P legend. He's a legend, man. He's 100%.
Nice one, Rico.
Big up, brother. Big up. You know this guy on the picture, Frank and JK. How good was he, Frank? Tell people, mate. Like, I want to know. Because, you know, the amount of goals this guy scored. Goodness me.
I always remember this fella, you know, standing in the cup and he went like that. He shouldn't be playing football. He should be in Hollywood and making films. Look at how handsome he was back then. 60. Oh, yeah.
It looks like a Bond, isn't it? Like a James Bond character or something.
Oh, yeah, he was a handsome devil. He really was. And that's what I actually remember. This man, you know, he's a man. He said, you know, he should be in Hollywood, isn't it?
What a goal scorer. Not appreciated enough, in my opinion, you know, this player. Like that, what he did in those times as well, in that FA Cup final. And not only that, he was part of that 1966 World Cup team as well, wasn't he? So he contributed in that as well. Crazy stuff. Hadn't Alan Hansen had a health issue recently? We nearly lost him. Are they doing enough for him, Frank? I don't think so.
No one knows anything.
Knows anything.
Nobody knows anything. Whether they are or not, I just don't know. But you know, we were all concerned about his health. Every one of us were concerned about it. Jockey's health. Because he was a strong sports as well. He was captain of the club. One of the greats, if you know what I mean. One of the greats, one of the legends, one of the true legends I'm talking about. So I couldn't tell you.
A Scottish bear. My father and brother knew Ron. I heard about this story personally. Tough day for my family. He said, the car ride from Dundee to Liverpool was historical. Shankly made Ron drive. Shankly drove up to get you. You can drive me back. Is this true? Yeah, is this a true story? He made him drive the car back.
Figure out you can drive me back. You can not like can you drive me back? You can drive
me back. Wow.
It's wonderful though, isn't it? You know that people do have fond memories of Big Ron. He was a gentleman, you know. He was a gentleman.
It looks like it.
He was a really nice man as well. Great captain, great footballer, you know, Scottish international. And as I said, he was huge, you know. Do you know when you were looking at him? You've seen big players, haven't you, on the pitch?
Yeah.
He was a colossal. He really was colossal. He was huge. You know, we used to say the size of him. The size of him. And do you know when he was like waning a little as a centre half?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people won't remember this. But they put him at left back. He wore a number 3.
Wow.
He wore a number 3. And that's when I think it was the Watford game when they put us out of the FA Cup, and that was the end of the Saint. It was the end of Big Ron, you know, and we had these new players, and that was it then. That was it. That Watford game, never forget that. We got beat, and was it Watford? I think it was Watford anyway. But that was the end of the Shankly era of those wonderful, great players of ours, you know.
Oh man!
But we always built up. We always built up.
Yes, there's nothing like them. You know what I mean? There's nothing like them, Frank. That's why I came out here today, like straight after work here with you guys. Message you straight away, and I thought let's do this for them because I don't think enough gets done, in my opinion, for these people, and they deserve better.
Of course, you know, like I mentioned about an FA Cup. I mentioned about an FA Cup when we came out of the second division, and then all of a sudden we won there's the league championship in Ron's hand, and that's what we all, you know, we were in the bloody second division, and just a few years later, we won the league championship. Then we won the FA Cup. Then we were in. I tell you what was funny. It was hilarious, really. We played a team called Reykjavik. First time ever in the European. I played a team called Reykjavik from Iceland. I should have seen it. So, you know, like players today, you're trying to get the names. Don't pronounce the names.
I don't think anyone can pronounce it, to be fair, Frank.
Exactly. And we battered them, you know. I think it was like 9-0 or 10-0 or something mad like that. And you hear this thing, you know, just like that. What score is it now? I think it's 7-0. No, it's not. It's 6. It's only 6. And no, it's 8-0. You know, so that was hilarious, you know. So, and that was the first time that we ever. Remember when I said about Inter Milan, my family?
Yeah.
Right, and when we played Inter.
I heard about this story, you know, like how Liverpool got screwed over in this game. I've heard about this.
I'm in a documentary about it, you know, on LFC TV, and I believe they keep showing it. Me and Tommy Smith and John Keith. Anyway, they were saying, I always remember my Uncle Ron, you know, he brought me up Italian. Ronaldo, you know, he brought me up there. And he said to me, he was a big red, by the way. You know, he wanted to beat Inter because he supported Inter. And he said, there's a player here, Sandro Mazzola. He said, it's fantastic. He said, we've got to keep our eye on him. And Sandro Mazzola scored that night when we beat them 3-1. Should have been 4-1, by the way. Should have been. Yeah. So, you know, like I've always looked at Inter. Yeah. I've always looked at Napoli, and I support the Azzurri, you know. I've never supported anybody else, just the Azzurri, you know, national team, that is.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always been a follower of AC Milan. I loved AC Milan for a long, long time.
Yeah, same as Ozzy. I went there to the San Siro. Yeah, I loved it. What a time.
It's nothing like it, is it? It's nothing like
nothing like it.
Yeah.
And that's our first game. Yeah. Is that our first game, did you say, JK?
Yeah, on the 17th.
Of what?
September.
This month. Oh,
I thought it was Georgia that I'd take it there. I didn't think that we'd be playing them first.
Yeah.
I thought Real Madrid. Oh, man.
There's no way I can do that.
I'm looking forward to the Champions League again, though. A year out of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but even though they messed around with it and turned it into a Super League, yeah, no need. They didn't need to mess with it, you know. 2 less games for every team. Thank you. Oh,
yeah.
It's kind of weird. There's not going to be home and away anymore. It's just like straightforward games now.
No, yeah, that's a bit weird as well.
Yeah, I can't.
You like the home and away game, you know what I mean?
True.
We got Real Madrid at Anfield anyway, so that's one good bonus.
Kenny said, Norm says, I keep forgetting the name. Norm says on this account because I'm on this account because I'm not at home. I think I'm home at the minute. Sorry, to be on my wife's account. Okay.
Yeah, respect.
Apologies. Respect, brother. Shay says, I will never understand the FSG love from a certain part of our fan base. None of us understand, bro.
None of us can understand.
FSG arrogance now against Yanks, but I'd rather someone who knows the city owns us.
Yeah.
Someone who's got a bit of interest of what's actually going on, not just financially. The financial's going to come anyway.
You can't force
them to enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, you can't force them, JK. You can't. You know what it is? They're so far apart from Liverpool, like in regards to everything. It's too late for people like that to understand what the city is about and the club is about. That's what I keep telling people. You could never force that. You can't.
You can't force that. Yeah. It's true. You can't force that because if they wanted to be there, they'd be there. Like for me, if I'm owning that club, football club, football's the biggest game in the world, you know. Everyone's talking about football 24/7. So, and you own Liverpool Football Club. You want to know what's going on in them games at the stadium. You want to watch the team. Is your team good? Because Henry must like sports because he's invested in a lot of them.
Yeah.
You know, he must enjoy watching a sport. Could be basketball, cricket, could be anything. But so for me, he should be at the stadium more often and looking at the team and say, are they that good in that position there? Because they don't look that good for me. You know, them sort of things. Like a proper owner should. Like the guys, he could be messing up the garden path, he could. You know, people could be telling him this, that, and the other for their own financial gains. For example, Edwards. Yeah, everything's rosy. You know? So for me, Henry's made a big mistake there not attending games and looking at the team he sort of owns because that's what it's all about. Because if Klopp didn't get us to them Champions League finals, the Champions League win, the Premier League win, that club worth will not be 4 or 5 billion now. Because what happened on the pitch is the reason why it all happened. If we finish 8th, 9th, 7th, 4th, whatever, that club will be worth 1 billion tops.
Yeah.
But you
Get
know
what he
what?
says.
You know, we have discussed that. And I'll give you an analogy here about the right, and about not going the game, right? And what it is, if you owned a shop, and you had like, you know, a couple of girls managing the shop and looking after it, and when you go in, you go, where's the stock room? Where's all the stuff kept? Because Werner, the last time or the time before when he came to Liverpool, he went like that to one of the stewards. Can you show me where the chairman's office is? He's our chairman, and he didn't know where the office was.
It just shows. It
That's
just
it,
goes
though.
to show. It goes to show, doesn't it? Like they don't even know where their own office is because they've been away for so long. It's
It
crazy, man.
says everything.
You know, like Frank and JK, like Liverpool. What people misunderstand is the reason we're angry the way we are about the way it's run. We're a family club. It's togetherness. That's what it's all about. This football club. And you know, when there's one out of that togetherness, it hurts us, you know, so deeply. We have to speak about it. It's called
Yeah,
passion. That's what people don't understand. They don't share the same thing as we do. It's not like hatred towards them. It's just you're either with us or just give us to someone that cares about us, that wants us to be as one again. Because you know, like the more you distant yourself, the more the fans become distant eventually as well. And that's what you don't want this football club to be. And like I said to you before on your show, Frank and JK, I look at the modern day fans. They're not similar to the older ones anymore. We're slowly like drifting away from what we're really all about, which is, you know, number one. There's a saying that says you never walk alone. You know what I mean? People just use it as something like just to start there nowadays. But you never walk alone. Back in the day meant something, and that's what worries me when I look at our football club at the moment, guys.
But in general, worldwide, Fozzie, because the world's like that. You know, it's not just Liverpool Football Club. It's the world we live in. People in general are like that. You know, who cares about what happened in the past? All I care about is now and what I'm going to get next week.
Yeah,
You know, and that's what it is.
it's
That's what it
sad.
is. It's
It's
sad,
sad,
of
man.
course,
Yeah, I
and that's
mean,
why I feel we don't go that route of Arsenal and Man United in the way they took the rip out of their own club just to
yeah,
get views. I'm not having
yeah,
that. You know, like realistic, we could spend hours making shows about the owners
yeah.
and be slandering them 24 hours. I haven't got the energy for that because
Nope.
they're taking the enjoyment of what realistically is all about football. I
Spot
love the
on.
game. I played the game. So for me, I'm not letting them do that to me. You know, I don't
Yeah.
agree with their opinion, with the way they run the club. You know, and we could have shows talking about that, but not constantly because that's going to take the energy away from you
And
and
it's
that
gonna make you
smile when we
even
win the
sadder. Yeah,
games.
you're right. You're spot on.
You
It
know.
makes you
but the
smile again.
irony there, JK, is they don't give a toss what we
No.
say.
Yeah, of course not. Of
They
course
don't
not.
give a toss. You know, who
Hmm.
are they? And it's a fact. Who are they? It's as simple as who are they? That's them to us.
Hmm.
Who are they? Yeah.
Who are they?
You know what? Quickly, Frank, it's like when you look at Klopp in the way he showed love to the fans, and he
Oh,
got it in
Oh,
abundance back.
jeez, man.
Like John Henry, he could be so loved by the Liverpool fan base, you know, but for some reason he's very cold-hearted. You know, like the majority of business people are in this world. Why? That's what makes them that money, you know. So for them, they don't give a fuck about other people's feelings or opinions, you know. But for me, that's a sad life, you know. Love is an important thing in life. Without love, you ain't doing nothing. When someone scores a
100%.
goal, you're gonna love that goal. You love the player who scored that goal. It's a connection, you know. These people have no love in their souls. These football owners,
could you
Fozzie,
imagine John Henry running on the pitch? You know,
taking his shirt off.
say like if Darwin scored, you know what I mean?
Uh,
Any of them scored, Jota or anyone, you know, Mo. Can you imagine him running on the pitch in a suit
Never
and
gonna happen.
can you imagine?
having
Never.
hold of them and hugging them?
Look
No
at that
chance.
name. Look at that name on the actual like Bugsy Moran, isn't it? Ronnie Moran.
No, running around.
Where is his statue? You know what I mean? Where is he? Where's thought towards him and his family? Like, where for what that guy's done at this football club? Where is the appreciation for this guy? Like, I'm still like waiting to this day.
True.
Ronnie Moran. I've always asked that question. This guy,
Roy Evans, Ronnie Moran, yeah.
He spent his entire career in football at one club. Played for the football club. He was a physio. He was a coach. He was a manager. He done everything. Where's the appreciation for this guy? Like, where's the statue for him? Where is anything outside Anfield for this guy?
Well, you could say that, you know, about a hell of a lot of people.
Yeah, Joe Fagan as well.
You know, you've got like statues. You know, we're very proud of our lads. We're very proud of new statues done. You know, one of the great ones is the Shanks.
Yeah.
Where you just see him. I know the sculptor, by the way, personally. I own Tom Murphy. And an unbelievable. But what about, well, you know, you mentioned Ronnie Moran. But what about the likes of Ron Yeats?
Yeah.
Jerry Bear? You could go right through. Fagan never gets mentioned, and he took over and won a bloody treble, the first manager to win a football treble in the English League.
Exactly.
Why can't you have a statue of it like what you just done there, Foz? You know, with Fagan like that. Know what I mean?
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, man.
You know, so I think, do you know, like the Champions Wall? You know, I think that's great. That's a great design.
I love that. Outside the shop, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Could be better, I think, but yeah.
But I think that there should be one for Klopp. There should be one for Steven Gerrard. I'm talking about statues. So why don't we, you know, if we're building no more statues, why don't we have another wall?
Yeah.
With the heads
of the players,
these lads, the likes of Klopp, and just down the sides or underneath the head, what he won for Liverpool Football Club. Steven Gerrard, and we dragged Liverpool through. You know, he was playing with nobody until the likes of Louis Alonso came. You know, Peter Crouch and those lads. You know, he was dragging Liverpool through. That's how great he was. Zinedine Zidane said, "I'd love to play with him." Doesn't sound right, like, but you know, I'd love to be in the same team as him. You know, he's the finest midfielder of his generation. Think about that. He
does. Yeah.
And, you know, that's talking about Lampard, and you know, we're all of a sudden saying, "Nah, Lampard's better than him." No, he wasn't. Stevie was the king of midfield.
He was.
Sorry, man. I've just come back from work, man. I'm tired, man. I mean, I had to do something. Damn you, Norm. Damn you. Always insulting me. Sean says, lads, sorry I miss so much of the show. Nah, man. I watched your show the other day with Frank. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing, brother.
Do you know what? My answer to that was? Do you know, if I had read that out, you know, I'd have said, lads, sorry I missed so much of the show. I'd have said, do you know what? It was brilliant. Everything was brilliant. And we're ending now. We're ending in about 5 minutes. We've been on for 2 hours. That's what I would have said to me. It's a show.
He said that he says the club should do more for the former players. Without a doubt, 100%, bro. 100%. I don't think enough of that is said. I mean, and it's high time like we start bringing it up. You know what I mean, and Frank, I bought the tickets, so I'm gonna see you in the Brighton game. Just to let you know, yeah. I bought the tickets. I'll be there for a few days as well, so I can't wait.
Are you coming to see me? Yeah.
Yes, of course, man. I told you that's the game I'm coming to. I'm gonna stay there for 3 days. I think 3 days I'll be there.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I can't wait,
man.
That'll be great to see you know, in the flesh. Do you ever remember Faulty Flowers? Do remember
Told you guys, it's
They
too
weren't
many
watered.
streams we're doing. We're doing too many streams.
Faulty flowers, they weren't watered.
Well, honestly, do you ever remember the scene where there was an old woman and she was deaf and she was always complaining, and he opened the curtains of her room and she was complaining, and he said, "What do you expect? Do you want a herd of wildebeest, flying through the way it's going on, faulty?" Well, wait till you come up to my house and you'll see the wildebeests. You'll see everything from my balcony.
100%, mate. 100%.
It's like you look over and we've got a canal, beautiful, barges on. We've got a botanical gardens. We've got everything when you actually look through. So I want your impression when you first come and open the French doors and looking on the balcony and overlooking all the splendor.
Yeah, definitely. I'm planning one day, hopefully, inshallah, if I ever make it, to retire over there anyway. Because I want to be happy when I retire. At least watch Liverpool on a consistent basis. Yeah,
Really?
my sister lives out there, and my nephews and my brother-in-law, so they live in Toxteth, so it's not too far. It's only 10-minute walk from Anfield anyway. Yeah, Reverend says the fact City could win 5 in a row is a disgrace. I think our legends and their owners in the past would have let that happen. They would have tied before they let that happen. Yet our useless owners stand still. You're spot on, bro. 5 in a row. When you look at that, guys, 5 in a row, what does this are we the best league in the world anymore? I'm very confused there. How can you let a team win a league 5 in a row and you still claim to be the best team in the world? Explain that to me.
Yeah, that's like getting German Bundesliga vibes with Bayern Munich winning it every year. It's actually Leverkusen just won it. So, but Liverpool is the only team with Klopp who ever sort of touched City anyway. In that time, they were scared of us. They didn't matter. They looked at when them fixtures came out. First game they were looking at when we got Liverpool, not Man United, Liverpool. They were because even Pep, Pep knows Liverpool were the only team capable of beating him.
Yeah,
you're spot on, and that's it.
I'm more confident this season facing them than previous seasons. The way we're playing, hopefully, if everyone stays fit. We don't, touch wood. There's
That's the problem, though.
Yeah, I heard McAllister has got a bit of an injury already.
There you go.
I think from the Casemiro challenge, remember?
Yeah.
I hit him sort of in the abdomen. Yeah. So I think that's what his injury is. So for me. He played yesterday and he scored, so he couldn't be that bad. But for me, we got Forest Saturday, next Saturday, at home. I think McAllister, the guy's been playing football like a nutter the last year. Like he's always been playing football, and he gets stuck in, that lad. So for me, if he's not available for the Forest game, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what the Sloot will do, to be honest. I think he'll look at fixtures. He's got his best 11 there playing now,
Yeah.
He's got his best 11. And I think that the likes of, say, like McAllister, looking at the Forest game, and he might be looking at McAllister going, well, I'm not going to take a chance with you. And you just got back, I'm not taking a chance with you. Harvey Elliott could step in. You see what I mean? So he has got options. And it's a shame that Curtis Jones is injured, because I think he could have been an option
what's the matter with him, Frank? I don't even know what's happened to him. I saw him in the preseason, and that was the last time I saw him.
You don't get told anything.
Yeah.
But then again, he's on the road. He's training again, so... It might have been precautionary.
He's got 15 grand a week itis. That's what I've heard.
That's
what I've heard. That's why he's in a strop.
Sean says he's still buzzing from the other day's show. Much respect, Frank. You never walk alone. There you go, Frank.
That lovely. Thank you, Sean. And a link's been sent out here. It'll always be there, just like the link is always there for the fuzz as well, you know.
Thank you, sir. Henry is like a corpse.
Yeah, I've seen him in Berlin, bro. He was something like the Simpsons.
Yeah?
Oh,
Yeah.
I shook hands with him, as I said, and honestly, it was like picking a fish up. Honestly, it was like picking a fish up. And I'm not talking about a cooked fish either. That's the way it is with Mr. Henry. You know, he's a multi-billionaire.
Let me ask you a question here, guys. When he came to Liverpool, was he a millionaire or a billionaire when he bought us? I don't think he was a billionaire. You know, I don't think he was.
He's made billions with us. I know that.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say. I think he started making billions.
I think he must. Yeah, he would have been a billionaire, but he wasn't a flamboyant billionaire. If you understand my point. Like, you know, you get certain billionaires who would just buy this, buy that, do this, do that, but he's more of a type of guy where he's very. He isn't flamboyant, you know. I don't know if he's got that winning spirit in him, you know, that I want to be number one, or he's just happy with go-alongs, you know. He's just happy with that. They're in there and they're making money for him, you know. I think where you got Man City owners, for them winning is top priority. Nothing and everything else is after that.
Do you see the way their chairman always speaks at the end of the season? Next season we go again. Next season we go for more trophies. Like, this is what you want to hear. I know they're corrupt. I know they're all about. You know, I know that. But I want to hear something like that from my owners, man. You know, like next season we look forward. You know, like the old days when Liverpool used to just go again. You know, rolling around, everything in the box, all the medals, please. We'll go again. You know what I mean? Things like that. We don't hear things like that anymore, Frank, do we? It's just like
spirit. Yeah.
I think that's a good comment what you made there, Foz, because when he did throw them on the table, he said, "Pick one if you deserve it."
Oh, classic! I've heard that one before.
Unbelievable.
That's a good one.
What I'm for you. They're the boys. They're the boys. They're the boys. They're the Shankly boys. And, you know, but as I said, you know, from when Kenny left, and then it came up, then we brought in Roy Fagan. I'm sorry. You know, we had Uli, and unfortunately, the man was ill.
Yeah, man.
You know, we did great in 2001. But he was adamant that the team was good enough. He could have had Ronaldo. And said, no, don't need it. You know,
too skinny, they said.
Yeah, nah, you know, don't need it. Anyway, then we go on to Jurgen Klopp, and that's what we said about him being, you know, a mirror image of Bill Shankly, that man there, Klopp, and he was, because we embraced him. He a wonderful man, a wonderful human being. Everything about Jurgen Klopp, and we know why he left. You know, it wasn't a matter. Don't forget what he said, and that resonates with me every day.
Yeah,
I didn't want to leave, but I needed to.
Yeah, spot on. The guy gives you little clues, doesn't he, Frank and JK? He gives you little things like to think about before, you know, before he goes. Listen, we know he's been driven out. I mean, you can't say, I want to build Liverpool 2.0 and all of a sudden in a few months I want to leave. You know, what kind of
yeah, what's that all about, you know?
I mean,
like he said, I don't want to leave, I have to. I think when someone says that, you look at it and you think, he's contemplating, something's wrong with the balance of the situation he was in. It's more out of his balance now. So he's thinking, you know what, I need to leave. And fair play to him. Like, for me, as a human being, he was top class.
Yeah.
You know, like if you met him, he'd be a top guy. He'll shake your hands.
Yeah.
He will be top.
What did he say? He said something about when the Liverpool fans were booing the national anthem, and I think the report asked him something along the lines is, why is your fans booing the national anthem? And he said they must have a reason for that for them to boo the national anthem. It's something along those lines. He said my fans wouldn't boo for no reason. There's got to be something genuine behind it for them to do that. You know what I mean? So he knows, he gets everything. He gets everything about Liverpool Football Club, and it's just
He's got
sad,
common
you know what I mean?
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got common sense in the way he says things. He'll tell you what it is really. Maybe the only thing I didn't like is the timing of him saying that he wanted to leave. He should have said to them, "Listen, I want to do it at the end of the season for the fans. I don't want
But
to
the thing
ruin their journey."
is, Jackie, isn't that the kind of thing that ownership should be entering and stopping things like that if they cared enough about winning? Because at the time we was top of the league. Don't forget that, guys. And and with messages like that, real ownership that don't they're not supposed to let players' minds get corrupted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you gave me a choice, win the league, then say goodbye to Klopp at the end of the season. That's what I would choose. I wouldn't let the messages out in January at the end of the transfer window. Klopp is leaving, and then the players say we do it for Klopp, and then after they start thinking, shit, he's gonna leave. My career at Liverpool might be done. You know what I mean? What's my next step in life? The father figure is gonna be leaving the club. All that stuff. If you put in players' heads, eventually, their performances on the pitch, disappears, and that's what's happened to us at the end of the season. If we're being real. I mean, all this stuff that happened, real people that want to win things don't come out with things like that. I'm sorry. I'm just being realistic here. I'll keep quiet about it. Wait till the end of the season. If a manager wants to leave, we'll have a party for him, and then we'll have a celebration with the league title. But they didn't want that. They just,
Yeah.
Look,
They jeopardize it. Yeah.
What you've got to understand, everybody, I'm on the little screen, but what you have to understand is this. Edwards, he leaves Jürgen in the 2 years before he leaves. 2 years ago he left. Just walked out on the club. I'm leaving. You've got to understand, why did he leave, right? Then 6 months later, the fella who took over him, his other mate, Ward, he left. He walked out. 2 years later, they're back. Klopp leaves. Think about that. I didn't want to leave, but I need to. I think that sums everything up.
Yeah.
Sums everything up. And, come to your own conclusions. Jürgen would have still. I've got nothing against Slot. He's done well first 3 games or whatever, which I'm made up with. We get behind the team. That's who I get behind.
Yeah.
But there's still something. There's still something about Jürgen. He would have never have left Liverpool. He was even, his wife Ula says, I'm persuading him to stay another 5 years after his contract's up. Think about that.
We was talking about that in the shows as well, actually. Like, if he's going to extend, it's spot on, Frank.
Think about that. You don't just leave.
Yeah.
And, these other lads coming back. Once you walk out of Liverpool, I'm talking about walking out. Jürgen never walked out. I don't care what anyone says. He never walked out of Liverpool Football Club. There was something. There was a big hand behind him, and then behind his back, pushing him.
Yeah.
There you go. And I would never accept Edwards ever again, or Ward ever. I don't like them. They walked out and left us. It was all a play, wasn't it, Frank? If you look at it, mate, like they never got another job after that, did they? So no, they were waiting in the wings for something, wasn't they? So
You know what I'm saying, Frank? You know what I'm telling you? You know what I'm talking about, JK. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This was planned. This was planned. This was planned. They didn't expect.
Pre-planned.
They didn't listen to this. They didn't expect the season to go as well as it did as well. They were hoping things would, go the other direction, and it didn't.
Deteriorate.
Yes, and it didn't. And all of a sudden, the new year comes, and the manager decides to leave. I mean, when we're top of the league, it's crazy, absolutely crazy.
It is crazy, and that's the sad part.
Yeah.
When we look at the slot, Sloot, someone said to me, "Why do you call him Sloot?" I said, "Because he was on the telly and someone asked him, how is Slot how you pronounce your name?" And he said, "No, it's Sloot." So I called him. And that's the way.
The Dutch say it in a different way. Even Gravenberch, it's not even Gravenberch, it's some Gravenberch or something like that, some weird way. Yeah.
I just hope he keeps his form anyway. That Gravenberch, as you said,
They won today. They won tonight, and Gakpo scored again. I think he scored. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. He keeps scoring every time he plays Gakpo. It's crazy. I mean, it's good. It's good because I tell you why, guys. Because the more he plays the way he's playing, the more Diaz will perform even better. You know what I mean? So he knows there's pressure behind him now. Norm says, "Where the hell is Joe Fagan's statue?" We've been asking ourselves that question ourselves, mate. You know what I mean? I wish he got one. I really wish he got one.
Even a bust, as I said, why can't they make busts? Put them on a wall. You know what I mean? I just love our lads. I really do. I love our lads. Anyone who plays for Liverpool. I even got behind Jake Spearing.
Some of the players we got behind down the years, Frank. Oh my God!
I always remember this fella, Fozzie, JK, playing Real Madrid, And anyway, we battered them 4-0. Anyway, Jake Spearing come on. And this fella went, was he put on for? Spearing. And I went, get behind him. He said, if you get behind him. And so we get behind our lads. That's what we do. You get behind them first. You get behind them.
That's what I do. I mean, you don't see me like always coming out here criticizing players, doing stream after stream, like making fun of players. You know what I mean? They play for Liverpool Football Club. We've always said it, Frank, innit? If you give us 100%, we'll get behind you. That's all we ask for. Win, lose, or draw, we don't care. As long as you give us your all on the pitch, that's all.
You think about it as well, when all those kids were coming on as well, for the last couple of years, everybody got behind them, and it gave those kids a lift.
Yeah.
It gave those kids a lift because they knew that the crowd, all of us, were behind the kids. And that's why, that's why it's totally different for us on European nights. It's totally different because you hardly get any corporates. You get the ordinary lads who can't even get a ticket anywhere, in the city, and they go to the game, and it's a game that they just want to start shouting and cheering and singing and clapping.
Funnily enough, Frank, I went to the AC Milan game the last time they were at Anfield. It was a beautiful day. It was one of those days like like the atmosphere was proper Liverpool atmosphere. It was a beautiful day. I remember it was a night game, obviously under the lights, and I've never seen an atmosphere like that for years. And it's nothing like that. Champions League nights is the best in my. I don't know what you think, guys, but I think it's the best.
Yeah, 100%.
When we're watching Liverpool under the lights, the fans. It's always noisy. You know what I mean? The fans are always on top of the players as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad we're back in it. I'm really glad. In my opinion, Liverpool without the Champions League, it's not the same. I'm not saying it because I'm a selfish guy, but it's not the same. You saw last season, it was boring to watch. I mean,
you're not the only one to say that, Foz. And do you know who else says it? Foreigners. Just imagine, just put it this way. Liverpool is one of the elite European clubs, right? It's been proved 6 times, been proved. Been in other finals, been unlucky in other finals. And you get the likes of, say, Real Madrid supporter, you get the likes of Napoli supporter or Inter, whatever, Bayern, whatever.
Yeah.
And if Liverpool are not in that, they'd still say the same. We'd say as if Real Madrid were, or even Barca.
Yeah.
It's not the same without them.
It's
And
not.
that's what they say. It's not the same without Liverpool. Something must be wrong. That's what you
100%. Revenant says, Frank, couldn't they do a mural of our whole history and show every period of Liverpool with all the people involved, give them all the same, obviously same love?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm. Yeah, I think that's that. Well done, Rabbanite. Well done. That's exactly their comment.
100%. He was privileged, mate. He was privileged with you. So there you go, Mr. Sean. Ruben Bennett, John Bennison, Tom Sanders, Jeff Twentyman, part of the original boot room team who actually know about them. Who actually knows about them? I do.
Do you know what? Can I come in?
Isn't 20 men? I don't remember that much. I think 20 men
Jeff
and
Twentyman.
Tom Sanders. Aren't they the scouting team? The ones
Yeah, well,
everybody used to talk about back in the day. They just pick out the stars all the time.
Well, Jeff Twentyman played in the old-fashioned thing. He had a number 6 on the back. It's what you call a left half, and he was a great player, by the way. And you're going back to when they were in the 2nd division, first division, then 2nd division, and he was a great player. He was one of the greatest of all. And George Scott, I tell you, scouts. He was Liverpool's chief scout, and all like the success that Liverpool had under the Shanks, bringing them from the 2nd division into the 1st division, winning the title, was all down to him and his scouting experiences, bringing players in.
Did he end? Did he end in Kenny's one? Didn't he? He still stayed with Kenny, didn't he?
Yeah, he was a lot older then, but yeah, he did.
He's the one who picked all those talents down the years at Liverpool.
Yeah.
They always. I remember they always used to talk about one scout that did everything. So this is the one. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the likes of Roger Hunt, one of the greatest ever. World Cup winner.
Wow.
The World Cup winner. Even though Franzi kept him in that side, while the southern press was shouting for Jimmy Greaves. And he kept Roger Hunt in because he was that good. Even Bobby Charlton said it.
Wow.
Bobby Charlton said he's one of the greatest players I've ever had the privilege to play alongside Roger Hunt, if you know what I mean. So that's what you have. That's what you get from an iconic player anyway, as in Bobby Charlton.
I want to ask you a question, Frank, and JK. Who made Ray Kennedy from a striker to a midfielder? Like, who was that idea? That idea, I don't know, because it was the most genius idea I've ever seen in my life in football.
Bob Paisley.
Really?
Bob Paisley.
Wow.
Bob Paisley. And do you know how we did it? It's mad, actually. They were playing, they were having like a practice, like training game, 22 fellas on the pitch. And Ray Kennedy, something happened, and Ray Kennedy went in midfield. And anyway, he was playing, and he was just spreading the ball everywhere, getting the ball, Because don't forget, he was bought as a forward by the Shanks, and that was his last signing. So anyway, he was spreading the ball everywhere. And he went, and the first bang, he put him in midfield. And that was, as you said, was the stroke of genius.
Oh my gosh. Someone said to me as well, the reason Zidane actually wears number 5 is because of him. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. Remember the Kaiser, Beckenbauer?
Yeah.
He always has a number 5 on the back. And I'll tell you, he reminds me of the Kaiser today. Our number 4.
Yeah.
Virgil.
He's got more to his, Virgil's got more to his game than people think, Like, when he was at Celtic, like, this guy was scoring free kicks. He used to take free kicks for Celtic, hitting top corners. And people don't even know that. Hitting top corners, man. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I want him on free kick sometimes, surprise, bang. Like, have a go, I've seen some of his goals for Celtic. I've seen some beauties from him. Like, I don't know why he doesn't just like have a go. Just think, sod this, I'm gonna.
It's true, Like, if you see him for Celtic, the free kicks he scored, he could hit the top corner exactly. Top corner as well. Yeah, it's crazy.
And do you know how he gets overlooked with his passing as well? Don't forget he can spray a ball for 60 yards. And go on the foot of whoever it is, whether it's Mo Salah or anybody.
Yeah.
And he gets overlooked, with the passing expertise of Trent, and it just gets overlooked.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, because he can do the same.
Yeah, the cross-field switch to Salah is classic now. That move there, Virgil's got the ball, switch straight to Salah's feet.
Yeah.
Quality.
I want to ask you guys a question. Would Virgil get into the all-time 11?
Yeah. Him and Hansen.
Yeah,
him and Hansen for me.
Because a lot of people ask that question, innit? We had great centre backs in the years, like obviously Yeats and Lawrence, and we had Thompson, we had Emilien Hughes, but eventually we moved to the left back position, didn't he? He became a left back after that and all that stuff. But yeah, I look at is there anyone better than that? I mean, if there's a perfect defender, you look at Virgil, in my opinion, when you look at defender.
Virgil is the best centre, and I've seen them all. I mentioned Beckenbauer. He's the best of the lot. Virgil van Dijk. He got injured by that other prat, didn't
he? Yeah. Purposely injured, by the way. It was professionally done. I still believe it today.
Wasn't even booked. Anyway, he came back from an injury that would have ruined anybody else's career.
Yeah.
It took him time, like during that season he did come back. It took him time. But he's back to his best. He's an incredible player. Strong, agile, unbelievable passer of a ball. He's just great captain, by the way. I love him as a captain.
Yeah, smooth. He's not really a loud captain.
Yeah.
But the way he was arguing with Martinez, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like in the game, and when I seen that, I was like, "Yeah, man, that's what I want to see Virgil do." When the players see
at the
that,
back, JK, I see you at the back.
Yeah, I see you at the back or something like that. He was saying, and when the players see that, Trent and all these guys, it gives them a bit of energy as well. Like, look, Virgil, don't get upset too much, or boisterous or whatever. If he's doing it, then he means business. So
I'm glad you guys said that, because like, there's people who are very passionate Liverpool fans that say he wouldn't get into the all-time 11. I said I've never seen a perfect defender in my life like this. Like Frank said, he's got everything. What's missing? There's nothing missing from it. He's got pace, power, passing ability, scores goals. There's nothing missing from this guy.
He doesn't break sweat.
No,
he don't. I'm telling you, he's a Rolls Royce, and John Terry's a Ford Fiesta. In my opinion, John Terry's got the stats or whatever he wants, but as a model, as a car, or if you want to call it as a car, Virgil's a Rolls Royce. He's just on a different level. He just makes the game look easy and comfortable. Where John Terry looks like he just come off the Sunday League pitch. Nothing really class about him. He was all right, But for me, Virgil van Dijk is the pinnacle guy you look to if you're starting your youth career and the dad's looking at centre backs want to teach his son. Look at Virgil van Dijk. Simple.
You're spot on. If you think about Virgil, guys, compared to other defenders, Virgil can play with anybody. John Terry can't. Rio Ferdinand can't. I mean, they had. Whenever you talk about those other defenders, it was the partnership that was important. But you look at Virgil van Dijk, he had different partnerships every season. I mean, who could say that? Not many can say that. So it goes to show how good this guy was. 40 Flowers, the second-hand florist.
40 Flowers.
I can't wait to see you, Norma Gay, man. I can't wait to see you, man.
Freudian slip.
It's just shows the fantasy football. Yeah.
There's one. The Scottish Bear actually said about Hansen and Smith was it being. We forgot about Tommy Smith, you know. Or I did mention that he had a night out for him, a Scouse night for him. Tommy Smith, he was an. And do you know what gets overlooked about Tommy Smith? He was a fantastic footballer. He could pass the ball. He wasn't just one of these fellas who won the ball and just pasted it upfield. He passed the ball. He passed it.
He looks like a solid player, Frank, that nobody can mess with. You just look at him, you get scared straight away. You just melt. I mean, that's how he looked when I looked at Tommy Smith.
Do you ever remember David Coleman, the commentator?
Yeah.
David Coleman, when he was commentating, Tommy Smith went in with someone, won the ball as usual and went away and passed in, whatever happened. And he went, you say Tommy Smith wasn't born, he was quarried. He was quarried. Brilliant quote by that David Coleman. He used to come out with some crackers as well, that David Coleman.
I miss the old commentators, Frank. I miss, was it Brian Moore on the ITV back in the day?
Brian Moore, yeah.
What a legend, mate. What a legend, man. Yeah. There's nothing like that anymore. I'm looking at it nowadays. It's just poor, man. I don't even know if they know football, to be fair.
Listen to me. I was only watching it today on YouTube. Peter Drury on Liverpool. Get his commentaries on Liverpool. Fantastic.
Yeah, he is.
Unbelievable.
He is.
Some of the things that he comes out with. And even Sean, I've just seen that. Don't miss Martin Tyler.
No.
Chelsea and United fan. All in one.
Hang on, Daryl. Big up, Daryl, brother. Big up, bro.
Yeah,
Man. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, mate. I'm always a phone call away, man. So is Frank and JK, of course. Always here for you, brother.
He's going away. He's taking Little Austin to. I've seen his text there before because Jason got hold of me. You got hold of me first, and then Jason got hold of me as well because we're doing something. But, and I seen Daryl's thing. I'm sorry I couldn't answer him because I was talking to Jason, But he's taken his little son, Austin, to South Sea, for a couple of days. So he needs to get out and have a clear head and stay strong for his lad.
Yeah.
Spot on, Frank. Spot on, man. Yeah. Lovely guy, man, Daryl, man. There you go. Love going to the docks and the museums. Callum says.
The museums. I love museums. Do you know? I used to lecture about the Roman Empire, and I used to take my students over. But I always went anyway. When I went on holiday, I go Italy all the time, and. I've been to Pompeii, right, on no less, this is true, on no less than 46 occasions, 46 times, and you'll always find something new. And I was with my one at the time, and we walked in, because she was looking at me, was it not a game, Anyway, we get there, and she said, shall we get a guys? I said, what for? She got me. So anyway, we paid for this guy's cracker fella as well, from Napoli. Yeah. And she said, please don't speak in Italian to him. I don't understand it. I said, I won't. So anyway, he spoke perfect English. And I used to tell her about these holes in the pavement. I used to say, that's where the chariots used to be tied, when the fellas got off and wanted to pull up. I said, and see that fountain there? I said, it's a pity. I said, there must have been an older one there. That's new, that. So anyway, we go down, and I said, big licks, mate, went like that. Hey, Giuseppe. And he went, yes. And there was Austrians behind us as well, and Germans. They haven't got a sense. I'm not being funny. They haven't got a sense of humour. And I went, what are these for here? Because I already told Chris, my one. And he went, he said, yes, he said, that was for the rain. Because when the rain came down, they used to go through them holes. And she went like that. She looked at me like that. And I went, so anyway, we walked down. I said, do you see that? I said, that spoils the whole of the street, this fountain. Why did they put a new one there? And he went, no, that's over 2,000 years old. And she looked at me like that again and went, oh, never again,
Never again, yeah. Oh.
So, it's things like that. Which is,
there we go.
The Germans were laughing though when she said, she must have told the Germans. She said, no, I'm not them.
Oh my gosh. Scottish Bear, 40 Flowers, Frank, GMO, genetically modified organism.
Yeah.
Yes. Fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. Oh God. Injury will be our downfall. They always are. Our squad is never full. You're spot on there overnight, man.
What do you think of that comment there, Foz? What do you think of it?
Well, this one here.
What do you think as well, Jay?
He's right. He's 100% right. We're always missing players when we're trying to achieve something, and it's either purposely done or they're just thick as shit, in my opinion. Like, how do you go into a season knowing what? I've always said it to you, Frank and JK. You know what you want. You know what players, what positions you need to fill in to win titles and things like that. But they always fail. Like, is this purposely done or what? Like, what's going on here? I've seen teams like Man United buy players for the sake of buying players, and they don't know what positions to fill in. But we've got positions that we know that need to be filled in order for us to win titles, but we don't do it. Is it purposely done, or what is it? Or are they that thick? Because the fans always argue about the same thing, JK and Frank.
Yeah.
How many more times do we have to keep going about this?
Yeah.
Look, for me, the injury side of it, what Overnight is saying, I don't go into games saying that we're going to lose. I don't go into season saying we're going to get loads of injuries. I just don't do it. They're going to happen. They could happen, whatever. But I'm not going to be saying, we're going to get injuries. I'm not like that, so I'm not going to say that. But if they do happen, you got to look at who we got on the sides. We've got Elliot Jones, who's bloody injured, Endo,
and
then you got Gakpo and Darwin up top. Up top, we've got no problems. Get one or two injuries, we've got that covered. At the back, Trent, you got the other lad, Connor, Tsimikas for Robertson. Then you got Kwanzaa and then you got Gomez. I believe we're one short in probably a lot of departments there. Like centre back, another one would have been nice. DM position, definitely another one would have been nice. Endo hasn't had any game time yet, so it don't look like we're playing with the DM yet. But when you're playing away at say at a big club, semi-final, quarterfinals in a Champions League game, and you need a DM for the last 20 minutes to hold that 2-0 lead we've got. You get me? It's good to have that on your chessboard. I always say that, Me and Frank, we could write a rap album about that topic. We need a number 6. All the songs we called, we need a number 6. So.
Well, we were going on about it last season, weren't we?
Yeah.
We were going on about a number 6, and we still need a number 6. I don't care. I'm not saying I don't care. What I mean is, you do get people saying, well, we don't need a number 6 now. We do need a number 6. Well, something happens to their Gravenberch. Well, if something happens to that lad.
Yeah.
And injuries are, well, look, we're going after the Champions League. We're going after the Premiership. You need a good squad behind you just in case of injuries. Not only that, but these are vital positions.
Yeah.
Vital
100%.
positions. And, you've only got to go back to when the likes of the Verge was injured. And we had Kabak and Nat Phillips. We had to bring in, didn't we? Fabinho and
Henderson.
And Henderson playing at centre backs. That's how we need top quality players. And we need them in January, but will we get them? No, because you'll have the likes of Mo, you'll have the Verge, and you'll have the other fella, Trent, and they'll be the 3 new signings.
You just made a point, Frank. Of course, that's what they always do. All the new signings, the contracts and all that stuff. Frank, JK, you played football, right? You guys played football. You got injured and all that stuff, yeah? When you reach 30, 31, 32, your injuries, once you get one, like Virgil would probably get, or Salah. Touch wood, they don't. Hopefully they don't. Do you know it will take them a long time to recover from things like that at their age? Yeah. Do people actually know things like this? This is why we're asking for more players. I mean, because, when you reach that age, injuries become you're one injury away from becoming a consistent injuries that come along, more often than not. And we're just living on luck at the moment. That's what I'm saying. But when the luck runs out, what's going to happen if Virgil gets injured or Salah gets injured?
And Alisson, I know we've got Kelleher there. He's a great cover. He is a great cover, no matter what anyone says.
It is.
But any injuries? We said this, didn't we, JK? If what'll happen if the likes of, say, both of them get injured, and I'm talking about Verge and Canetti. We can't just rely on Quansah because he's still learning. Albeit he's a good player, he's still learning that lad. Yeah. He's still learning. And this is why, we do need somebody. We do need that number 6. We do need a left-sided centre-back, even a left-back. Because as you said, Foz, once you get an injury, and one of the worst injuries is your shoulder. And what happened to Robbo? What happened to him?
He hasn't been the same since. Yeah,
but he was great against United first half.
Yeah, but the thing is with him, JK, he stayed back. He didn't go forward, so he's like a third centre back.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But he played.
But the Robertson, is the one that bums up and down that field. You know what I mean? And he hasn't done that for a long time.
Yeah, but for me, I think Robertson's I've seen Robertson in the last, say, year or so. He'll run too much into a situation. He'll run past the situation. So for him against United, it was good seeing him holding. It was more peaceful, if you understand my point. More, a bit more secure. And it felt, I didn't feel that need to worry about our defence against United. One of the best defensive displays in a long time. For me, that was just top display defensively. Everyone played great, Trent and Robertson, wing backs did what they need to do.
That's true. Sean just killing me here. But he smelled like a fish. He's talking to Frank, that is fish too. Something fishy with a man who wears leather gloves all year round.
True.
It's true. If you think about it, it is true. It is true.
I'm sure he has a hooks out of his mouth. When I was talking to him.
Yeah. Henry is a portfolio collector. He collects assets with no thought in it or love. You're spot on, man. They're investors, isn't it? That's all they care about. If you tell them about winning, they get confused. You know what I mean? Spot on, Sean.
No, he'd be like, I am. He is winning, you know, if you understand, but like financially and stuff. So in his eyes, he's a winner, you know, if you understand my point. They live on that sort of arrogance.
Yeah.
They're not like they just like who said it a while back. They're not fans no more, they're customers, you know.
Yeah.
There you go. What else do you need to know as a Liverpool fan who backs the owners 100%, you know, they view you as a customer and not part of a family, you know. Football is about family, you know, it's like a family thing. Liverpool Football Club, you were saying, Bozzy.
Yeah.
So for me, like, look, Frank, him and all his family all support Liverpool. You know, it's like heritage. It's like, you know, it's part of us. I think this world we live in right now, the business people, there's no stop button to them guys. They want to carry on making that money. You know, it's like a drug to them. Like it's like a drug, and they got no sentiments. They got no time for your little sob story. You know, why? Because they're too busy. Doing what? Making money for themselves. So that's the world they live in. You know, everyone's got a choice of how they live their life, but for me, they're wasting a lot of positive energy they could get from the people of Liverpool and the fan base. You know, imagine the Liverpool fan base all on Twitter and everything. Oh, we got the best owners in the world. They're going to feel great after that. Think, you know what? Our fans love us. You know, they've got our back. What a good feeling that would be for him. But they don't believe in that because they're capitalists, and that's the way they roll. Fair play to them, you know. In that way, they do it for themselves, money-wise. But for me, life is bigger than that. You know,
I tell you what it's like. Listen, you know, I don't give a toss about the Miami Dolphins. I mean, not the real Dolphins. I'm talking about the you know, the
Miami ones.
whatever it is. You know, I don't give a toss about them. Who are they? You know, and this is what John Envy thinks about us.
Spot on.
He doesn't give a toss.
I was coming to that, Frank, to be unfair. I was going to ask you guys that question. You know, Liverpool Football Club is an institution and is one of the biggest clubs in world football. Should we be a second best team to a baseball team and things like that?
You're asking the wrong fella here. Should we be second best?
Because we are. Let's be honest. We are.
We are. Of course we are.
Whether we like to say it or not, I know people see that as a taboo, but we are.
Of course we are. Of course we are, because they support baseball. They support any sport in America. They don't give a toss about here. They don't give a toss about here. And you could see the body language. I don't know whether, you know, you look at body language. But when Jürgen was leaving, and you had soft lads, you know, the fish boy, standing on the podium, you know, waiting, shaking hands with the people. His body language was all wrong. He didn't want to be here.
No.
You could tell. Linda, you know, his wife, she was there. You know, she was happy enough.
Chest yeah.
She was happy enough. But you look, I wish you could get it up. I wish I could show you. You see Ula and Jürgen in the tunnel, because all the rest then have been, you know, shaking hands with her.
I've seen it. I've seen Ula, what you meant. I know we're going to come out, yeah.
And, you know, she goes on, she's sitting in the standing in the stands. And Jürgen must have said to her, I'll bring you up to her thing, you know, to him. So he goes down those two lines, you know, like that, shakes hands with him, and runs down the line to get Ula. And Ula has a back talking to this woman.
Yeah.
And he never said anything, Jürgen, because he knew. And he just ran back again, you know, he ran back again because she didn't want to know. And that tells you everything about why he left.
Sad. Well, JK, what do you think about that? What I said as well, like about being second best to a baseball team.
Yeah, same as
so
Frank,
you know, like no, like with Liverpool Football Club, we should be no second best to anything, mate. In my opinion, anyway.
it's like going back just a few months about Bordeaux, like joining their little folder, you know. I was so happy that sort of fell through. I don't want Liverpool to be connected to any club. I don't care where it is. Like, yeah, you get friendly sort of connection, not financial based connections. You know what I mean? I didn't want to have no club connected to Liverpool Football Club, like Bordeaux, for example. I didn't want that. So that's what they want to do now. They're trying to build a portfolio of clubs, you know. So they're sports people, you know, but they're not. Because like, if you've got no soul, you can't be into sports, I believe. So they're just looking at it as business assets, you know.
Yeah.
But for me, baseball, Boston Red Sox. I read a post or a tweet about them being owners of a new team. I don't know which team it was going to be, but a lot of people in the chat were really anti them guys.
Yeah.
No way, and no big right N, then about 1,000 no O's after it. So in other words, no.
It was the Boston Celtics, isn't it? They tried to get the basketball team, and they came back.
Ice hockey as well, don't they? The Penguins.
Yeah.
Penguins,
yeah. They tried to get the Boston Celtics, and the Boston Celtics fans said, "Nah, no, thank you very much. We'd rather be relegated than have you guys in it as an owner. We know we know what you do to clubs." They said.
Did you know that they own a newspaper, the Boston? I forget what it's called, but they own it. So you know, nothing's going to be said about
the Boston Blagger. I've heard of it.
Coming out with you know, get out FSG. You know, albeit that they do want them out, and they've wanted them out for years.
Yeah.
They own the Boston Blagger.
Goodness me.
The Boston Blagger. Professional, that word.
Sean says, Fenway, we come not to pay, we're right. There you go. They're never going to pay anything, man. He didn't want to do the behind the scenes documentary. They're doing this Amazon one.
Netflix.
Klopp is in it. Yeah, Klopp is in it, isn't he? And I remember when they first proposed that to him, and he said, "Nope, I don't want to give my secrets away. I don't want people to know what we do." And all of a sudden, the season is leaving. They already announced it. You know what I mean? It's crazy, isn't it? It's all about making money, innit, guys? That's what it is. And people
you know what? It's like, I think when you look at Arne Slot's interviews after games, he's open all hours. That guy, he's telling them this, that, and the other. Like everything about his formation, his tactics.
That's what I don't like about him.
I don't bloody like that. Like for me, let them work that one out. Let the opposition work that out when they watch our bloody games like before we play them. Like, come on, man. You know, why are you telling people that?
That's what he says. Well, all as it says was put Trent there and brought him over and that blotted that out. What the fuck did he say that for? Why did he say that?
Why is he saying that for? You know, I don't understand that. Come on.
It's pathetic what he said.
I think that's the only downfall I've got in Frank. That's the only minus point I got on Slot. One, in the way he walked into the club. Yeah, I'm going to be the new Liverpool manager. Big smile on his face. Blah, blah, blah. That alone wound me up so much. I was thinking, who the hell is this guy saying this when we've got 4 or 5 games left? They've got 4 or 5 games left. Right?
Yeah, it's true.
I'm like, okay, someone's gave him the play button. Someone said to him,
JK, but do you know why? Do you know why you feel like that? Because you got morals, innit? Our club has morals. We don't announce things like that in the public. Because what worries me is, and I told you guys this before, say he becomes successful at Liverpool and Real Madrid don't chase him. Is he going to do the same thing?
Yeah.
He'd go like a bat out of hell. I'm telling you now. If Real Madrid came knocking, he'd just go, and he'd do the shit. See, I said to JK, we were discussing it, you know, coming up to the back end of last season there for us. Yeah. And I said to JK, I said, do you realise that he's just disrespected the Feyenoord fans by saying, I want to be Liverpool's manager?
Yeah.
He disrespected them because he knew he had the job anyway, because him and Edwards are mates.
Yeah.
They're good mates. So, you know, he already knew. And what I want to know, Foz and JK, is what the fuck is the other fella doing? Richard Hughes. What's he done? And I still say that he brought Federico in to appease the fans.
Oh, 100%. Come on, you can't, Frank. You can't be a fool. You can't be a fool. You made a mockery of the transfer window. So what you're gonna do? You look for an option that can save your, face, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
He found out Chiesa is available. What did he do? Not only he got a good player, he got it for the right FSG money as well. Which is not spending anything.
Remember him coming out with the terminology opportunistic. We're looking for
ultimate opportunities.
Yeah. That's what they are. They're like little worms, them guys, Rats are like that. They're like, that sort of behavior, So I believe Hughes is just there. Edwards makes the decisions, but I just believe Hughes is the tag along. Who us fans, not me personally, but fans will go and say, "Oh, what the fuck is Hughes been doing all season?" Summer, you know what I mean? Edwards makes them decisions. I told people before, Edwards did not leave the club. He told the media
he never left.
He never left, man. He was probably having the caviar and champagne with the owners in America, and then saying, "Oh, can't wait till Jurgen goes and we can all get back together again." Officially, you know what I mean? And for me, that's too much Dynasty Dallas soap opera for me. We're real life. We're football fans, I love business as well. Don't get me wrong, but there's a difference there, These guys take it to a level where it's like you can make a Netflix series out of it,
It's coming soon, isn't it?
First, can you read Ali's comments, please?
Where is it? Sorry, guys, about the comments. We're just discussing this while I've done the show, but I apologize. Where was it? Which one?
It's down the bottom. Shambolic transfer window.
Oh, there you go. Shambolic, yeah. Shambolic transfer window. Hughes needs to be sacked first and foremost. Big up for thank you, brother. Yeah, it is a shambolic transfer window. I'm not here to sugarcoat it or anything like that. I wasn't even part of the fans that celebrated Chiesa in that way. I like Chiesa. I've got no problem him coming to Liverpool Football Club, but I've always said we needed more than that. You know what I mean? Like we're not too far off winning titles, guys. They just don't want it. They just don't want it. And Liverpool Football Club, especially the fan base, should not beg anyone for players. We should. The way we are, the way we're behind our team, no other team gets that. No other team in the world of football gets that. But the way we get disrespected is this is why I come out. This is why Frank comes out. This is why JK comes out. It's the disrespect towards our fan base and our football club. It's nothing to do with hating on the FSG or anything like that. Hate is a strong word. But just respect us more. For clubs that don't deserve anything get more than us. Why? Why can't we ask questions like that? Why do we have to come out every transfer window and talk the same, like the last one and the one before that and the one before that and the one before that? Even when we win championships, it's the same outcome. That guy who left deserves better. He could have been the best manager in the world. He could have been, but they didn't even let him do that. To the point, he had to walk away. They pushed him out. You know what I mean? And he retired football because he doesn't feel like after Liverpool life is good. He knows that. He knows Liverpool was everything to him, and they ruined that guy's chance of becoming the best manager in the world. That's in my opinion, in a way. But
no, I believe you. And do you know what? I'll stand on your toes here. Well, not stand on them, I'll stamp on them. That's what I feel like. I guarantee you now. When Carlo leaves, Carlo Ancelotti, he's going there. He's going there. Not Xabi Alonso. Him. He's been proven. I'm guaranteeing you that. Do you know why? He lives in Spain now.
Oh, man. That's hard to take. Watching Jurgen Klopp, I don't know about you guys, manage another team, I think will hurt me. It really hurt me. I don't know about you guys, how you will feel, but I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And not only that, you know what you made a good point there, Frank. Looking at it that way, the players that's there are the players he's supposed to have at Liverpool.
Yes. Not only that, here's another cruncher. And FSG will be made up. They'll sell. He'll just go and get Trent.
Oh.
And they'll just sell it. They will, yeah, because it's money. It's big money. Because Trent loves him like his dad.
Yeah. You could see the Trent is not Trent anymore. You could see it right now when you watch that kid. Something is missing in his life.
Body language, everything. But he's playing great. You know, and I think he will keep his form up until the end of the season. So that, you know, come and embrace me.
Do you know who I'm worried about, guys? It's McAllister. I'll tell you what I'm worried about McAllister. There was a few whispers in the summer that Real Madrid were interested. Then Modric started like signing a new contract, a year extension. They're gonna be looking for a Modric replacement, you know. And there's only one number 10 that's similar to him around, and he plays for Liverpool Football Club, and that's what worries me. Because there was a few whispers before he signed that contract. Real Madrid are looking at McAllister. And you know McAllister is Spanish, isn't he? So obviously Scottish or Irish, but Spanish. So
yeah, he's Spanish. You know, he's born and bred in Argentina.
In Argentina. Yeah, Scottish, you know, background, Irish background, isn't it? Yeah.
Speaks the language. Of course.
I'm worried, Frank. I'm worried.
Well, I am, and that's why I know what you said about Jurgen. You know, how can you really not see Jurgen going back to football? He loves football. It's like me and you and JK, right? Saying, that's it. I'm not watching Liverpool anymore. It's as simple as that. You'll never stop watching. And all the lads on the chat. Could you imagine any of them going, that's finished now, not watching Liverpool anymore. I'm not even going to watch any football. I'm going to watch tennis instead. Yeah. Whatever. Table tennis or badminton or whatever. And that's what it's like. Jurgen Klopp will return to football. Don't forget, he's taken sabbaticals before.
Yeah.
Unless something drastically happens at Liverpool Football Club where he could return, which I very doubt.
No. You don't go back, do you, Frank? You don't go back, do you?
No, it's not that. It's because of some certain people who are already in place now.
Yeah.
Who walked out, and they're back in place.
Yeah.
They're back in place. And there's something that drastic would they'd have to walk out on Liverpool again. That's when, you know, we might return. But I doubt it. But mark my words. He'll be going to Madrid.
It looks like it, mate. Because the more I'm thinking about what you're saying, Frank, the more it looks likely, because those players out there that he wanted. And can you imagine, like, coaching those youngsters? Oh my God, they'd be a force. They'd be an absolute force. Daryl says, can't rely on Curtis Jones anymore. Too injury prone and not good enough Scouser, or not, in my opinion. I've given up on that kid. But what do you think of Curtis Jones, Frank? I don't know if I've ever asked you that question about Curtis Jones.
Curtis Jones has got great potential. However, we, JK and myself, have had this discussion a few times, actually. And we're back end of last season, and we said next season has to be the season for Jones to go from there to up there, to show that potential that he's got. Yeah. And, you know, unfortunately, he's injured at the moment, but it's not too serious, apparently. Yeah. And he will get a chance. He will get a chance to shine, but he has to shine this season, or he'll be shown the door.
What about you, JK?
Same as with what Frank said about
Now's now, man. Now's his time. He has to show us why he's playing for Liverpool. For me, his wages will get fixed. I imagine he has a top season. They're going to give him improve his wages. Come on, common sense, you know. But we've got our owners, so you don't. But for me, come on, man. You're playing for Liverpool Football Club. You're at that age now where, there you go, lad. Show us what you can do. You know what? Last season, I've seen games where Jones would sort of sweep, get into position to be a sweeper. And it showed me that gave me a bit more time with him. I've seen it in a few games where he just sort of dropped just in front of Virgil and Kanate, for example, and he was like reading the game to find out where the danger is going to come. That gave me a bit of that. Okay, he's advanced his game in that way. He's not caring about himself getting the ball, holding on too long. He's actually caring about the team now. So, as Frank said, there's potential there, but I always say with potential, it's like a lot of people don't live up to it. A lot of people, you know, when you look at Mason Mount, Dele Alli, the lad from Everton, what was his name? Barkley. All these guys have come through, and none of them really made the world rock, you know. So I'm not going to give that word with potential with Jones. I'm going to just leave him. If he comes in, I'm going to support the lad. You know, I've always done that.
JK, you mentioned Ali, right? And I was watching when Liverpool got to the final, right? I was only watching it today, you know, like the League Cup and everything. And you see them in Madrid, you know, the Tottenham supporters. And obviously, you look at Ali, look at Dele Alli. He looked terrified. The big occasion got to him.
Yeah.
He looked terrified. He really, really did. And I said at the time, he looked terrified. They're going to be playing with 10 men.
Now, he wanted to play for Liverpool, Frank. He's a big Liverpool fan as a kid.
Yeah.
He should have came to us after Milton Keynes. He should have came to us. I said, get the lad. Sports Liverpool. He was great at Tottenham for a few years. He was actually wow. So feel sorry for the lad now. He hasn't played. He was at Everton as well. You know what I mean?
But how can you, like, it's like Curtis, as we were talking there. Now, remember, not last season, was it last season or the season before, when we had all them injuries, then all of a sudden he was pushed in the last 10 games. He was getting man of the match a couple of times. He did, yeah. He was brilliant then, you know, last season came in, playing brilliant, he was picked.
Yeah.
He was playing, he was a regular. Then all of a sudden, remember, the sending off, then the injury.
Yeah.
And that ruined him for for the back end of last season. Well, throughout the rest of the season, after that sending off and the horrible injury he got. So the potential of, you know, what I said about him before the sending off and the injury as well, that potential is still there. That's still inbred in him.
Yeah.
That's my opinion about him. But JK says and myself, and I think you agree as well there, Foz, he has to step up this season.
He hasn't got Klopp there anymore that can protect him. Guys.
No, I know.
Now he has to grow up and be a man, and he needs to start performing. That goes for Harvey Elliott as well. There's no more. The blanket ain't there no more for them. It's time to wake up.
Harvey Elliott for me, bro. Harvey Elliott in the last year. Wow, I reckon he was one of our best players. I got nothing to say about Elliott. For me, he stepped up.
Okay.
For me. Yeah,
spot on.
He always steps up, though, doesn't he? You know,
he Liverpool, bro, as well.
He runs everywhere, that kid. He runs everywhere.
They both do. Yeah. Guys, we're coming to the end of the show, guys. Honestly, thank you for coming on. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I haven't had you guys on with me before. I hope I let you speak. I haven't interrupted or anything like that. I really enjoyed it. You know, we've got to pay tributes to the legends. You know, I mean, I don't think enough is done, like I said in the beginning of this show. Frank, where other than obviously YouTube, we're gonna put your channel in the link. Where else can people find you?
You've only got to you can either Google me, and just get on right on the channel. Oh, it's FC.Liverpool. FC.Liverpool. That's me, I think.
What do you do on your channel, Frank? Like, so people that don't come to your channel from here. What do you actually do other than? Do you do more than football, or it's just football?
Yeah, I'm a PhD, aren't I? I'm an historian, and I do. I've got a cracker actually. I do a history show on a Monday at 8:00, and in the first hour, I've got a paranormal girl on American. She's very good. She's very good. She's a paranormal. The second hour, I'm doing a very famous murder which you don't know about. You don't know about. A very famous murder on a very, very famous craft, put it that way.
Wow.
And no one knows about it simply because it was all hushed up. I'm doing that, and I can't tell you what it is. I want to
surprise. Yeah.
I want to surprise everyone. So it's and I also do a current affairs program as well, which is what's happening. As I said, I'm a historian. I'm just a big red like yourselves, and I do one of those, and which is funny actually, a film and TV review every Saturday morning between come on at 10:30. But what does it end up like, JK?
Put it up.
Actually, I was watching you guys this morning. Is it this morning?
Oh,
yeah, I was watching. I always watch you guys, isn't it? It went from something, I think, a documentary or something, and and then all of a sudden football. I said, "Wow, I'm getting into this," and the viewing started going up. I said, "Wow."
That's what it always ends up like. Someone will come on and go, "Hey Frank, what do you think about you got to answer them. You got to answer them." So, and JK comes in, and that's it.
Yeah, I love football, man.
Yeah, you guys are a brilliant team, man. Just keep going, guys. It's special, man. You reached 700 already. Not already, but you should have reached like 1K or 2K or 3K. In my opinion. Let's get Frank to 1K, people, please, man. Let's go. And get into the chat and chat with this gentleman and the JK as well. They're good people, man. They're good people. Listen, guys, Ron Yeats, the Colossus has obviously passed away, but he won't be forgotten. We're gonna keep mentioning our legends, in my opinion, in my channel, and I don't know if other people are gonna do it. Obviously, Frank always does it. Beyond that, we're always gonna mention them because they mean a lot to us. Without them, Liverpool Football Club isn't what it is. Let's just put it that way. You know what I mean?
But they built it, didn't they? They built the history along with the Shanks, and it was those lads. You see them there holding the First Division Championship. That's what he did. And don't forget, they won as well the very first. All right, it was the UEFA Cup as it was known, or whatever it was then. The first European Cup. Under Shankly. So they've built the foundations for what we've done up to now. For what Jürgen's done up to now.
100%. That's Frank's channel, people. Please go and subscribe to him if you're watching this later as well. It's not all about the chat for me today, like reading comments. It's about paying respects to these players and getting the thoughts of JK and Frank. And I hope you guys enjoy the show because I really enjoyed it. And I hope we paid the good tributes to not only Ron Yeats, obviously the other players like Ian St. John, Jerry Byrne, Roger
Everyone,
Hunt, every one of them, Shankly, Paisley. We talked about everyone. Joe Fagan. I think we covered everybody, guys. So that we can cover. But just expect more stuff like that to happen in the future because I'm looking forward to it. I'll find out as much information that I can as well about former players, let's just keep doing it because these players deserve more. The club should do more, in my opinion. And if we could do something for them, as a fan base, as we are the best fans in the world, it'd be, they'll be grateful for that as well, and their families especially. All right, guys, that's me done. I need to go to sleep. I've got work in a couple of hours. I'm not gonna be there on. Is it Tuesday, Frank? The show.
Yes, Tuesday. That's the next football show. Got my history show on Monday evening, which is at 8 o'clock. If anyone wants to tune in, especially at 9 o'clock, I put a clip on of what I've done. You know, like as a historian, and people loved it. But in the second hour, I'll surprise a lot of you. Even you, Foz. Even you, JK. I'll surprise you. I won't tell you now, but tune in, and someone might tell you anyway. The second hour of me history show on Monday.
Yeah. Big up everyone I can't wait for it. I really can't wait for it, mate. I really can't wait. I enjoy it. You guys think I don't watch it? I do watch it, Frank. I'm telling you. Yeah, I don't go in the comments, but I do watch it. But I'm gonna come in the comments more often. Don't worry about that. Big up Callum, big up LA, big up Daryl. Thank you for everyone that's tuned in today. I really appreciate you guys for coming through for us. As I always say, you guys been a big help, man. Without you guys, we wouldn't do this. Let's just be honest. We wouldn't do this. You guys in the chat and making us look forward to coming back on every day. All that stuff. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, JK. I really appreciate you guys for coming on. Take care, yeah. Take care.
Take care, guys.